A very warm welcome back to On Cue Billiards for the Losers Round 2 match. I played next between myself and Phil Rosas. We're both B players, so it's an even race to 3. I won the toss and I'm breaking. Coming up dry in the first rack, but that 5 is just going to roll in front of the cue ball and cover the 1, so he's going to be pushing out here. Everything else fairly open, apart from the, I suppose the 5 slightly obstructed. It does have the side pocket, but the 9 is blocking the path to the top right. And he's just missed a kick there, so I'm picking up ball in hand. Just looking at the layout, I think the key here is 3 to the 4 to the 5. And 2 and 3 are nicely connected. So if I just roll forward here, I should be able to get nice shape on the 2 for a stop shot. Just leave a slight angle on that 3 so I can get down to the bottom rail. But again, you don't want to be straight on that 4. I'm going to try and get up table for the 5. Bit of an acute angle into that side pocket, but that's probably the best one to play for. But that's further down the line. Let's try and get the first few balls in. And that is poor shot. I think there was a bit of a hurried delivery, and no excuse for missing that. You should really take your time a little bit and get the cue through properly. Yeah, I seem on first glance we've just done a bit of a quick one, and we're all prone to putting in a bit of a quick one every now and again. Catches that a little too thin, but it's not a bad leave. I'll probably be looking at a safe here, maybe thin edge off the left, cutting the 2 behind the 5 and 9 and getting the cue ball around down towards the 7 and the 3. Just have to be careful I don't collide with the 8 ball there. Could do with a bit of left hand spin to make sure I avoid that. And there you go. Without that spin, that collision was always on. So missed a trick there, and have set Phil up with a nice opener. He can. Oh, somebody's cue ball just rolling under the table. Put this in with a bit of a stunny type shot. You don't want to collide with the 9. Oh, he's actually managed to get behind the 5 and the 9, so not bad. Thin cut here, but he will be going. He can play a bit of bottom over to the. Is he just going to drop it in? Yeah, I'm not sure he's putting bottom. Maybe just cutting it in with a bit of left English. Yeah, that was always going to be tough to hold. So a nice chance here. Just cut this in, cut it into the thin side of the pocket, so the cue ball will come back to pretty much where it is now, just off 1 rail, I think. I've played off 2 rails, and that's probably a better way of playing it, rather than trying to restrict your stroke. Let the cue go through a little bit, and that second rail will help slow the cue ball down. So nice angle here. All I've got to do is drop this in and avoid the 6 as I bounce back up the table, and the 5 does pass the 9. And that's nice, rolling all the way along the pocket line, so big margin for error. Trying to get out past the line of the pocket line on the 6 so that shape for the 7 is easy. But I've not quite made it, so I'm just slightly the wrong side of the pocket line. So when I pot this, the cue ball is going to be going slightly away from the 7. So I'm going to roll forward with a bit of left English, try and get the cue ball back up past where it is now. That's just about made it. Can cut this in. Got to play again with a bit of top and right, so check the cue ball a bit, stay clear of that left-hand side pocket, and be coming twice across the table for shape on the 8 in the bottom left. Didn't want that kiss. It could have gone wrong, but I've still got a cut here. And I think it's one of those, if you're playing with a plain ball, you can cut it in and the cue ball will just bounce down naturally past the 9. And I'll have that in the bottom right. And that'll do. So this 9 for the first rack. Not too hard, just a little stop shot. And that'll do. So it's alternate break here. Phil gets the break in rack 2. Nice break, makes 1. 1 makes 2. And I think can he get past the 4? It's hard to tell from this angle. He may have to play rail first. And you'll want to put a bit of top and left English to get the cue ball moving. And that is a big 7 ball in terms of trying to get on the 2. He was able to hit it direct. He's just come up a bit short. Could have done with a little couple more rolls and he'd have had that 2 past the 9. There is a shot actually, he can play a carom to and put the 9 in. Then off the bottom of the 2. 9 is very close to the pocket, so if you get this right, game over. I think he played that a little hard for my liking. I might have played that a bit softer. The harder you hit it, the cue ball throws a wider angle off the thinner contact on the 2, so a bit harder to judge. And also the slower speed when you hit the line might give it a better chance to drop in the pocket. So it left me a thin cut. 3 is available in the side pocket, so I really want to go all the way to the top short rail and then back to the middle of the table. Actually, it'd be good if I could get below that pocket line and then shape for the 4 would be even easier. I'm going to kiss the 4. So that was a bad line. Need a bit of English to straighten that cue ball up and avoid that cannon, but I can just drop this 3 ball in. It's hard on the rail, but quite generous pockets if you come in from this angle. If you don't hit it too hard, just get that right contact point. So I'm trying to stay as still as possible, push the cue through. I'm pleased with the pot, but where's that cue ball going? Oh dear. I'm considering myself a little unfortunate there, but I suppose that was always a possibility when you play forward. I could have avoided that by just playing it a little softer. And indeed, if I played it much harder, I think I'd have also been able to escape from that hook. But I think you've got to swerve a little bit onto the short rail, onto the long rail on the left side. So I can hit the point where I'm aiming with a bit of a downward strike, extreme right-hand spin. Hopefully that can get me as far as the 2. If I overshoot, there's a chance I can catch it off 3 rails. Even if I undershoot, I might still catch it off 2. Proximity to the pocket. Got a little lucky there. Caught it off 2 rails and got a very nice leave. That could have been a lot worse. Is he going to attack here or play defense? I think he may have gone for that bank there. Collided with the 9 ball and left a thin cut to that bottom right. Hard to hold for the 5. I'm going to try and play this with drag and a ton of right-hand English, sorry, left English, to see if I can kill the cue ball in the top half of the table, hopefully towards that left-hand side pocket, which might still give me a cut on the 5. Alternative is to let you stroke out and try and get the cue ball all the way around the table. I don't really fancy that. But very hard to hold, and especially at that pace. So I'm thinking bank the 5 up the middle of the table to the short rail and get the cue ball to follow forward off the bottom short rail in behind the 9. I'm just a bit wary. I want to make sure that you get a good 5. If you don't get the hook behind the 9, you want to make sure it's safe. As an alternative, I'm thinking I could maybe bank the 5 down towards the 7 and get cover that way. But I'm back to plan A, playing the hook behind the 9. The dreaded double kiss, the DDK, and a scratch. I'm thinking my favourites, not no straightforward shot in the world to get from 5 to 7, but if he gives himself a little angle here, then the cue ball positioning would be pretty automatic if he could just pot the 5. And that's a great shot, coming across nicely. And just drop in this 7 and level up the match with that 9 ball. No need for any heroics here. Oh, it waggled. Good shot though. Playing it at that pace did create that bigger margin for error. Oh, what's he done here? Where's the cue ball? Oh, disaster. Oh, that's so unfortunate. I mean, he put it into the side of the pocket. I mean, it wasn't a straight shot, but by putting it into the side of the pocket, that enabled the cue ball to roll forward, so a bit unlucky there. I made one off the break, but the 2 has come rolling round to spoil the party. So it's a push out here. And in my mind, I'm thinking, leave him a long shot, try and get the cue ball on the rail, so it's tough striking and one that doesn't afford position on the 2 if he does make it. Also thinking, put it in a situation where it looks not worth taking, but I've got a plan myself, but really overhit that. Left him with his hand on the table. Fancy him to get this. Yeah, very nice shot. Cue ball's come across real nice, that draw onto the long rail, give him perfect shape. So he could play another shot of this right hand long rail for 4. Oh, he's just controlled the cue ball. He can cut it in past the 6, I think. Oh, is he cutting to the right? Very thin to that right pocket. I'm not sure if it goes past the 6 in the bottom left. And I think if it was, he'd have got down and played it. So he's a bit unsure what to do. Seems to be going bottom left here. Just a fraction too thin, but got good cover with the 7-9. Did have great shape on the 5, had that dropped as well. Assuming it passes the angle, I'm pretty sure it does. So I'm kicking here, trying to hit it as full as I can. And that could have been a lot worse. Got some good separation. There is a pot available, but it's certainly not easy from there. One thing in his favour though, if he catches it nice and thin, it should be safe. If he misses, as ever with all of these, it's always better to miss thin than miss thick. He's gone for the bank. Wow, That's unlucky. Got it right into the jaws. But he's got cover. So I'm going to be reaching for the short stick here, I think. It's not a difficult jump. Yeah, I'm just saying, yeah, I don't mind doing that one. The obstructing ball is closer to the cue ball, which is always good. So you can just pop over and get down quick, so the cue ball's not going to be bouncing too much by the time it hits the 4. And if I can catch this right on the left, I should pot this. It's very close to the pocket. Tricky thing with these jumps is to find the center line of the cue ball, because any slight deviation, left or right, and the cue ball is going to squirt a bit when it lands. Yeah, caught it way too thick. I mean, I'm happy to hit it, and it's not a bad leave. But I did expect to get that. Note to self, do some jumping practice. So, he's got to bank this. He sure is, all the way. And don't know if he can do the same 5 into the opposite side here. It won't go straight in. Can't pot it past the 8. He's just checking out. Can he get it in there? I think it goes. Just a little too much of the 5. Need to cut it a fraction more than that, especially at that pace. Really straightened out. So he's left me a wonderful opportunity now. I can just push this 5 in, bounce out to the center of the table. Come a bit short of the pocket line on the 6, so it's an easy shot to stun off one rail for the 7 in the same pocket. And no need to hit this hard, just let the natural angle do the work, just slightly below center. No need for any English. And that's coming just about right. I think I'll try and draw this off the side rail at a bit of angle. And that way I can hopefully avoid colliding with the 9 ball. And I'm a bit straight here, so I can't really use the long rail. I'm going to just draw directly back. So it's not the best plan in the world when you're crossing the pocket line, which I will be doing. So speed control is very important on this shot. Easy to overhit it when you're doing this length of the table draw. And what did I just say? Exactly done that. So I have to try and drop it in the side pocket, but this is for the match. So dead weight. Give it every chance to drop. Looking good, and that'll do. So I advance to the next round. Check out the channel for further matches from this tournament. Please like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you all again soon. Thanks for watching.